would be banned from social media. Now,
as soon as you step into that territory, it's going to be basically full-scale ammunition.
Some out-of-control juggernaut that I barely have control of.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Khieu back in the building with another epic episode. Guys, big news. After recent controversy with Neil Young, Johnny Mitchell, Nils Lofgren, Meghan and Harry calling for the removal of Joe Rogan or their concerns, and Spotify losing nearly $2 billion in valuation, Joe Rogan has released this response video. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn and your drinks. Without further ado, let's jump in the video. Ho! Close attention.
I wanted to make a video to address some of the controversy that's been going on over the past few days. And first of all, to say thank you to everyone that sent love and support. I truly, truly appreciate it. And it's been very nice to hear from you. I wanted to make this video, first of all, because I think there's a lot of people that have a distorted perception of what I do, maybe based on sound bites or based on headlines of articles that are disparaging. The podcast has been accused of spreading dangerous misinformation, specifically about 2 episodes, a little bit about some.
The main problem with the word misinformation is that it's currently, in the current state, it's used as a weapon to silence any form of opposition that disagrees with you. It's literally insanity. So
other ones, but specifically about 2. One with Dr. Peter McCullough and one with Dr. Robert Malone. Dr. Peter McCullough is a cardiologist, and he is the most published physician in his field in history. Dr. Robert Malone owns 9 patents on the creation of mRNA vaccine technology and is at least partially responsible for the creation of the technology that led to mRNA vaccines. Both these people are very highly credentialed, very intelligent, very accomplished people, and they have an opinion that's different from the mainstream narrative. I wanted to hear what their opinion is. I had them on, and because of that, those episodes in particular, those episodes were labeled as being dangerous. They had dangerous misinformation in them. The problem I have with the term misinformation, especially today, is that many of the things that we thought of as misinformation just a short while ago are now accepted as fact. Like, for instance, 8 months ago, if you said, if you get vaccinated, you can still catch COVID and you can still spread COVID, you would be removed from social media. They would ban you from certain platforms. Now, that's accepted as fact. If you said, I don't think cloth masks work, you would be banned from social media. Now, that's openly and repeatedly stated on CNN. If you said, I think it's possible that COVID-19 came from a lab, you'd be banned from many social media platforms. Now, that's on the cover of Newsweek.
that's the thing. Any sort of exploration of knowledge or ideas requires you to have questions. You think about it. You run through it again, over and over and over and over again. You discuss about it. You bring to the forefront to different types of people of different professions, what they think and have to say about it. And that's how we move forward as a society. If we immediately judge with the limited view that we currently have in our state right now, any new idea that comes forward, we're literally doomed to remain stagnated for the rest of our lives. We need to literally stop this insanity and totalitarianism of judging everything we don't like that has been brought in front of us because of whatever reason. It goes against our politics or against our ideas or feelings. And we need to return to a state where we actually have the back and forth discussions of different ideas because it's gotten to a place now that's insane.
All of those theories that...
Like, I'll give you an example. In the 1500s, religious fundamentalism was very prevalent, even still in certain countries today. If you were somebody that is in the scientific realm and you questioned and had certain theories about certain fields or events, and that went against the religious authoritarians or the religious mainstream, then they will immediately cast you as some sort of wizard or witch and put you and have some sort of inquisition to take you down, even though you might be correct and you most likely are correct. They would immediately take you out. So
one point in time we're banned. Were openly discussed by those 2 men that I had on my podcast that have been accused of dangerous misinformation. I do not know if they're right. I don't know because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a person who sits down and talks to people and has conversations with them. Do I get things wrong? Absolutely, I get things wrong, but I try to correct them. Whenever I get something wrong, I try to correct it because I'm interested in telling the truth. I'm interested in finding out what the truth is. And I'm interested in having interesting conversations with people that have differing opinions. I'm not interested in only talking to people that have one perspective. That's one of the reasons why I had Sanjay Gupta on, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who I respect very much, and I really enjoyed our conversation together. He has a different opinion than those men do. I had Dr. Michael Osterholm on at the very beginning of the pandemic. He is on President Biden's COVID-19 advisory board. I had Dr. Peter Hotez on, who is a vaccine expert. I'm interested in finding out what is correct, and I'm also finding out how people come to these conclusions and what the facts are.
Not only that, but also having some sort of environment where you're not afraid to say certain things. That is literally the key to true pursuit of knowledge. Not being afraid to talk about certain things, not being afraid to tap into taboo subjects. These are very, very, very important things. If you're somebody that is emotional or fragile when it comes to that, it's better to just turn it off and stay home and just shut yourself in. But for people that are serious, these are very, very important things. And also, I think, bro, Joe Rogan, like, I know, like, it's very, very political just because we've gone to a place now that everything is politicized. But Joe Rogan's mission for his podcast is just to come together, exchange ideas, be free to do so, not be afraid. That's the point. Also, in addition to all of that, one thing that drives me nuts too is how, like, for example, they'll nitpick certain things that an individual has said that is kind of like controversial or they don't like, let's say, and therefore we should shut down the individual as a whole or the organization as a whole. If these people that are mad about him had the same rationale and stayed consistent with their views when it came to MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, the President of the United States, people in power that have all kinds of issues all over the place or that are deceiving, we literally have nothing left. Like, we need to come back and reestablish ourselves as a society where it's okay for some people to make mistakes. It's okay for some people to express certain things that might be not complete or inaccurate. That's an okay thing. They shouldn't be canceled like some sort of inquisition and witch hunt.
Now, because of this controversy, and I'm sure there's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes with these controversies, but Neil Young has removed his music from the platform of Spotify, and Joni Mitchell and apparently some other people want to as well. I'm very sorry that they feel that way. I most certainly don't want that. I'm a Neil Young fan. I've always been a Neil Young fan. I'll tell you a story at the end of this about that. One of the things that Spotify wants to do that I agree with is that at the beginning of these controversial podcasts, like specifically ones about COVID, is to put a disclaimer and say that you should speak with your physician and that these people and the opinions that they express are contrary to the opinions of the consensus of experts, which I think is very important.
Are their own.
Sure, have that on there. I'm very happy with that. Also, I think if there's anything that I've done that I could do better is have more experts with differing opinions right after I have the controversial ones. I would most certainly be open to doing that. And I would like to talk to some people that have differing opinions on those podcasts in the future. We'll see. I do all the scheduling myself, and I don't always get it right. These podcasts are very strange because they're just conversations. And oftentimes I have no idea what I'm going to talk about until I sit down and talk to people. And that's why some of my ideas are not that prepared or fleshed out, because I'm literally having them in real time.
Just conversations is the key word. I think a lot of people, especially those that are that are either center left or whatever it may be, maybe more on the left leaning, they like to use people or anybody that has some sort of platform as a political tool or a political weapon to bring forward an agenda. And it's like, bro, not everybody is engaged in your macro political kind of like ideological push. This guy is literally just doing a podcast to discuss ideas. The left is basically saying, if you don't do and say exactly what we want you to say and stay within your lane that we have established, then it's better that you just get canceled completely. This is such a destructive thing in society. It's unbelievable. Because let's say you're somebody that's an artist and you're super good when it comes to music, but you said one thing that is out of line, or you're somebody who is like just like in econ, or you're somebody in science, or you're somebody in law, and you kind of step out of your lane a little bit, and you say certain things that are politically incorrect. That's not a justification for being shut down, destroyed, and having your entire livelihood eliminated. It's just insane.
But I do my best, and they're just conversations, and I think that's also the appeal of the show.
We need to.
It's one of the things that makes it interesting.
Do what we say.
So I want to thank Spotify for being so supportive during this time, and I'm very sorry that this is happening to them and that they're taking so much heat from it. And so now the Neil Young story. When I first of all, I'm not mad at Neil Young. I'm a huge Neil Young fan. I've always been a Neil Young fan. When I was 19, I was a security guard at a place called Great Woods in Mansfield, Massachusetts. It's an outdoor concert amphitheater, and Neil Young was playing there, and that was the last day I worked there. I quit during the Neil Young concert. The job was kind of crazy because there was a lot of times it was fights broke out and stuff, and I think I probably got like $15 an hour, and I was not about to get beat up for $15 an hour. So I would bring a hoodie with me whenever I worked. So in case the shit hit the fan and it got too crazy, I would just put my hoodie on and leave and cover my security outfit, my security shirt. So one day during a Neil Young concert, there's the amphitheater, the way it's set up is there's a covered area outside that has seats, and then there's a lawn area behind it. And the lawn area during the Neil Young concert, they got a little rowdy. It was cold out, and they started bonfires. So they had these raging fires on the lawn, and we were supposed to go and put these fires out and stop them. So we tried for a little while, but then brawl started breaking out, and it started getting crazy. And I was like, fuck this. So I put my hoodie on, I zipped it up, and I left. And I drove home, and as I was driving home, I was singing, "Keep on rocking in a free world." That was
I wonder what Neil Young's going to say after this one.
my last day on the job. I don't even think I collected my last check. So no hard feelings towards Neil Young, and definitely no hard feelings towards Joni Mitchell. I love her too. I love her music. Chucky's in Love is a great song. I don't know what else I can do differently other than maybe try harder to get people with differing opinions on right afterwards. I do think that that's important, and do my best to make sure that I've researched these topics, the controversial ones in particular, and have all the pertinent facts at hand before I discuss them. Again, I'm not trying to promote misinformation. I'm not trying to be controversial. I've never tried to do anything with this podcast other than just talk to people and have interesting conversations. I didn't plan it. I can't believe it's as successful as it is. It was never really an idea.
You know, one thing that drives me nuts too is how, like, the more authoritarian, the more rules, the more guidelines that we have to set for people, the less the creators are going to be able to actually unlock those creative ideas. The more totalitarian we become, the less art, the less there's just a lot less that's kind of like it kind of like shuts off parts of your brain, if that makes any sense. So
that I had the podcast started off as just fucking around with my friends and having fun and talking, and then when it became popular, other people wanted to come on, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool to talk to that person. Oh, he's interesting. Oh, she's got a cool book out. And then, boom, it's become what it is today, which is like some out of control juggernaut that I barely have control of. So my pledge to you is that I will do my best to try to balance out these more controversial viewpoints with other people's perspectives so we can maybe find a better point of view. I don't want to just show the contrary opinion to what the narrative is. I want to show all kinds of opinions so that we can all figure out what's going on, and not just about COVID, about everything, about health, about fitness, wellness, the state of the world itself. It's a strange responsibility to have this many viewers and listeners. It's very strange, and it's nothing that I prepared for, and it's nothing that I ever anticipated. I am going to do my best in the future to balance things out. I'm going to do my best, but my point of doing this is always just to create interesting conversations and ones that I hope people enjoy. So if I pissed you off, I'm sorry, and if you enjoy the podcast, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to Spotify. Thank you all the supporters, and even thank you.
The key is, I think, for him is to just not fully submit and say, and I mean, he said sorry for people if you're offended, but to not fully say sorry, because as soon as you step into that territory, it's going to be basically full-scale ammunition against you to just, us, the mob, are going to control what you do, how you do it, when you do it, how you say it, who you bring on. And as soon as you step into that, kind of like, as soon as you take one step in that, you're pretty much finished, honestly.
To the haters, because it's good to have some haters. It makes you reassess what you're doing and put things into perspective. And I think that's good too. All right. Much love to you all. Thank you to everyone. And I'm going to do my best.
I think it was a pretty good response. He kept it kind of like chill, humility. We'll see what they're going to have to say about this. But let me tell you one thing for sure is that the people that are trying to cancel him and take him down, they're not interested in your middle of the road, kind of like nice guy kind of thing. They basically want you to completely bow down to what they do and what they say. So as much as it's a good thing that he's taking a position of humility, you also don't want to submit too much, and you want to stay strong to what your goal is. And if people have a problem with that are totalitarian, you literally almost have to tell them, hey bro, back the hell off. I'm going to keep doing this thing. If you're not happy with it, you can go and listen to your guy in your echo chamber. So that's what I have to say. So there you have it, folks. If you think I'm tripping out, let me know in the comment section below. If you want me to do more videos like this in the future, let me know as well. And be sure to like the video. And if you haven't done so already, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. I think it's a pretty interesting situation. I'll try to keep you guys updated on what's going to happen next, which is the thing that I think a lot of people are waiting for, because now the arena is kind of set, and I'm pretty excited, to be honest. Without anything else to add, I'll see you guys in the next show. Peace!